It's time to change your settings immediately after the recent update here in Season 1 Modern Warfare. If you guys are trying to drastically improve your aim, accuracy, as well as gun skill, pay attention to this video. All being said, like on this video is going to be 500 likes, and if you guys want to stay up to date with any and all best settings as well as tips and tricks and also additional class setups and tuning, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and also turn those post notifications. Let me know down in the comment section right now, what are your current sensitivity settings you're running right now? All right, as you guys can see here, I play with an Xbox Elite controller on PC with one paddle on the back set for jumping. Again, these settings are gonna work no matter what controller you guys are playing on, whether it's console or PC. Now, you guys can also see for the button layout, I have tactical equip, which is gonna be the absolute best, hands down, the best button layout to play on when playing multiplayer. It's going to reposition your crouch as well as your prone button, so you can perform a drop shot a lot easier, which is going to help you win those close range gunfights. And also, it's going to allow you to get in and out of cover a lot easier, which is going to keep you alive and hopefully secure that MGB nuke. Now, you guys can also see that my controller vibration is turned off. This is going to be a setting that I personally like to keep off, but it might be something that you guys might turn off and never turn it back on, or turn it off and find out that vibration is something you like. I keep it off because I want as little movement in my controller so I can be as accurate as possible at those longer ranges. Now, speaking of accuracy, you guys can see that I play on a ridiculously low sensitivity. I don't care what you've been told, playing on a low sensitivity is the absolute best. Hands down, the best way to improve your aim, accuracy, as well as gun skill, especially here in Modern Warfare 2, because a lot of the weapons, when they have the right attachments and tunes, are going to have very little recoil and also have a fast time to kill. So if you guys are able to place your shots accurately, you're literally going to be winning every single gunfight. Now, let's say, for example, you guys are starting off for whatever reason at like an 8 sensitivity. I recommend you guys going ahead and bumping it down to a 6 and then making your way down all the way to a 4 and compare the two and figure out which is the best compromise. What are you most accurate with and what you are most comfortable with? 'Cause I can guarantee you 4-4 might sound radical, it might sound insanely slow, but every single gameplay that you guys see on the channel has been gotten with a 4-4 sensitivity, and I've been playing on the sensitivity for years, and that's why I'm very accurate at those longer ranges. I recommend you guys going ahead and playing on a lower sensitivity. Now, you guys can also go ahead and couple this with your ADS sensitivity to 0.75. I've actually reduced this from the one that it is from default, so there's less stick play in my controller, so I'm more accurate at those longer ranges, and I can actually pinpoint my iron sight or my crosshair and take people out at long range, whether it be with an assault rifle, SMG, or LMG. Definitely go ahead and make these changes, bumping everything down. Let's say, like I said, from an 8, because I feel like this people like to start off at, which for whatever reason, bump that down to a 4-4 and to a 0.75 ADS. You're gonna see a drastic, and I mean a drastic improvement in your aim, accuracy, as well as gun skill. Every single person I've talked to that has bumped the sensitivity down has been completely changing their gameplay. Now, what you're also gonna want to do here is you want to have your automatic tactical sprint turned on. This is going to be a great setting if you guys want to run and gun and play aggressive. I personally like to go ahead and have this on because it's less buttons I have to press, and overall it lets me maneuver around the map a little bit quicker and also easier. So I recommend you guys going ahead and having this setting enabled. Usually it's just set to automatic sprint. Have it automatically on. You're also going to perform a slide cancel easier as well. Variation in this game. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be a lot better for you to get around the map. It's 6v6 for that matter, so we need to be able to move and groove the easiest way possible. And that's pretty much going to be all of the settings under the controller that you guys should be making right now after the recent update. Now, if we go over to advanced, you guys are going to see here that obviously my aim assist is turned on. I am playing on a controller on console, so there's absolutely no reason to turn this off, and there's no shame to have aim assist on. Now, because of the recent update that we saw during original Season 1, my aim assist type is going to be set to default. Now, Black Ops, it's still good, but at the end of the day, they did make tweaks to it. I personally do not want to have to go through a situation where I have to relearn how to aim. So that's why I go ahead and have this as default. It works perfectly fine. aim assist on controllers in Modern Warfare 2 is quite strong, so you should be able to maneuver around the map and also be accurate with the default setting. But if you guys want to have a little bit more assist, Black Ops is going to be helping you out a little bit more, but again, it's not necessary. And again, everything else is going to be pretty much the same default here. I've not messed with any of the advanced settings. And now you can see here for the aim assist response curve type is going to be on linear. Again, I like to keep all my settings default standard because at any moment they can go ahead and make tweaks. And again, the last thing you want to do is get used to something, then change again, and have to relearn it all over again. That's the last thing I want to do when trying to figure out how to aim and be accurate here in Call of Duty. And again, everything else is going to be pretty much the same here under the advanced controller settings. I recommend you guys going ahead and making all the necessary changes to bump up your aim accuracy and making sure you're winning as many gunfights as possible. Now again, make sure you guys go ahead and drop down your sensitivity. 4.4 is going to be the way to go. Figure out what is best for you as far as winning gunfights at longer ranges and what's most comfortable. But I can guarantee you within this 4, 5, and 6 window, that's where you're going to be the most effective and feel the most comfortable when playing the game. Now, under the graphics settings, you guys can see here under field of view, I am playing on 120. I personally like to go ahead and bump up my field of view to 120 just so I have a larger field of view. I can see more on my screen. And if you couple this with the affected ADS field of view, it's gonna make it seem like your guns have less recoil, but at the end of the day, it's just less visceral recoil, which is gonna help out a lot for those long range gunfights. If you guys are ever wondering how streamers, how content creators feel like their guns have no recoil, set your field of view to 120 or at least 100 and select affected ADS field of view and jump into a game. You're going to see a massive increase on how easy it is to control recoil at those longer ranges, because you're going to have the iron sight, your reticle kind of mirroring whatever field of view you're at, so it makes it feel and look like your guns aren't moving. That's going to be a huge tip when trying to go ahead and play multiplayer. Now you're going to see here my weapon field of view, I have this as default. My third person field of view, obviously I don't play third person, I've not messed with this, and vehicle is going to be again by default as well. I recommend you guys going ahead and making these changes here. 120 FOV with the affected ADS field of view, it's going to transform how you win gunfights, especially at those medium to longer ranges. So make sure you guys make those changes ASAP if you have not already. And for the display settings, you guys can see I play on full screen borderless. Obviously, making content, it's easy to transition from OBS and the game itself with this enabled. And for my display monitor, I do play on an Asus TUF gaming monitor. I used to play on an actual TV up to Black Ops Cold War, and it made an absolute massive difference in my gameplay. I love this monitor. It's affordable. It's in the $200 price range, and you're gonna find yourself destroying with that 1440p quality. So make sure you guys go ahead, upgrade to a monitor if you can. It's gonna make a world of difference if you're coming from an actual TV like I did. Now, under the audio settings, this is actually gonna be very important because I feel like people overlook audio here in Modern Warfare. Footsteps are incredibly loud, so if you have a gaming headset or any headset for that matter, playing on headphone bass boost is going to amplify the footstep audio as well as the gunfire audio, so you can essentially figure out people are at on the map, especially if they're nearby, by just listening for footsteps and obviously the gun audio cues. So if you have like an Astro A40 TR like I do, or any headset for that matter, I recommend playing on headphones bass boost. It's equivalent to the super crunch function that was in previous Call of Duties, and you're gonna find yourself hearing footsteps a lot easier and more gun audio, and overall just having a more visceral and just a more enjoyable playing experience. Now again, master volume, because I am playing with the headset, I have this turned all the way up, and everything else again is just going to be on just pretty much whatever you have routed to your console or your PC. And again, I have not really messed with any of this because it's not going to be necessary. I like to have the lobby music on depending on, you know, what's going on in the game. People are talking, they're talking trash, but for the most part, you can have these set up to however you want to set up. But again, that's just pretty much going to be my recommendations when setting up the audio. Make sure you guys have headphones bass boosted turned up. If you have a decent headset, or any headset for that matter, with it cranked all the way up to 100. And then finally, under the interface settings, the only thing you want to do is go over to your HUD and make sure that your mini map is actually shaped to square as opposed to round. You're actually gonna get a bigger picture, so I'm gonna figure out where people are at and obviously read the UAV a lot easier. And this is especially gonna help you guys out if you guys use the advanced UAV or bird's eye. But even if you don't, still having square is gonna be a far better option than playing on circle. These are gonna be the new best settings to run here in Modern Warfare after the recent update. Again, I don't care what you have heard, the best thing you should do for your own gameplay is going to go to your aiming and make sure you guys turn down your sensitivity. Recommend sticking within that 4, 5, 6 window and figure out what is best for you under this window, and you're gonna see a massive, and I mean a massive, increase to your aim accuracy is gun skill. And while you're at it, make sure you guys have your 80 sensitivity set to 0.75. If these settings do help you guys out, which I can guarantee you they will, let me know down in the comment section. And as always, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn those post notifications. It's been your boy Ears, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.